The fastest way of going from string to string is a hybrid picking string shift. And it's basically super simple. Instead of going alternate picking, you replace your upstrokes whenever you go from string to string with your middle finger going just grazing the note, grazing the string a little bit. That is absolutely the most rapid way. And some people say, but why does it have to be so fast, Klaus? It doesn't. But the measure of whether or not it becomes easy and effortless is speed. Wouldn't you agree? If you can play something twice as fast as you need to, then you have a lot of headroom on your skills. And you can be nervous, you can have smoke in your eyes on stage, but you can still do it because for you it's super easy. So picking a technique that gets the job done in the most efficient way when it comes to energy expenditure and also practice is absolutely an intelligent way of going about it. The challenge is here that it doesn't rule out any of the other techniques, sweep picking, economy picking, alternate picking, but along with legato, it is just the sweetest combination of using your fingertips to produce the notes. It also gives you a very special sound. And then using a slight downstroke and a slight, because it becomes slight when you're using your middle finger, or it becomes a pluck. But that's not what we're about here. What we're about is just activating the next string and muting all the strings as well, of course. So when I started practicing this technique, it felt really weird because my fingers stuck to the strings. It was hard to keep in time, and it was certainly hard to get a good, even sound of the same gentle pick stroke or finger stroke every single time. So I have a couple of insights for you that I'm going to share right now. So let's go close up and have a look at it. So this is perhaps the simplest crash course you will ever get in hybrid picking, because all I do is replace, as I said, the upstrokes with my middle finger. So you just think alternate picking, but then instead of doing the upstrokes, whenever you are going from string to string, that is, you do an upstroke with your middle finger. And that seems pretty hard in the beginning, but it's just because it's new. It's not really because it's hard. It's not harder than anything else you have learned on this instrument. So what you do, pretty simple, is that you do not pluck the string. See, that's the first thing, like Mark Knopfler, right? Or chicken picking, right? Nothing wrong with that. It just gives you a certain sound. And what we want here is to support our legato, not to influence the sound as such. We don't want this. What we do want is this. So, and that's just a subtle grazing of the string. And that's the whole trick, because if you dig in too deep, then the finger sticks to the string. If you don't dig in too deep and you dig in too shallowly, then you're just gonna graze it like it's nothing, right? You don't get much sound. So this is about precision like anything else. And the way I do it is I make sure that my hand has a fixed position. So I anchor my PC bone right where the low E string meets the bridge. That's the PC bone right there, like it's just a bump on your wrist. And then I place it right there. And then as I'm doing my legato, I actually have another fixed point as well. And that is that the two fingers, my ring finger and my tiny finger, my pinky, is also placed right there. I can almost touch the E string there. In this case, it's the F string. But so that's right where they're placed. Looks like that. And then, so it's very anchored. And that gives me a foundation that is the same every time, a reference point of picking. So when I pick a downstroke, it's very light. I'm holding the pick lighter even to stop it from going. So holding it lighter will make it flick a little bit in your fingers and give you an even softer pick stroke. Right? And then when I do this, it's like it's only the last part of my finger that moves almost. So it's like that. It's not like this. I don't use the whole finger. It just sits there and waits to do that movement on each string. And because what I often do is I pick the lower string and then the string just right next to it, or the higher string, I pick that with my finger, then it's very often this movement. So in this case, I'm picking a downstroke on the D string, a slight one, and then an upstroke with my finger on the G string. So it becomes like this. And that is the fastest string shift in the world. because there's simply nothing to move here. See, these are so small movements, it's just incredible. And so they become effortless. Right? Super effective. And as you can see, I'm not picking like in a 90-degree angle. This would be a 90-degree, like the finger does this, like when we're doing finger picking like that. Because of how my hand is positioned, I'm actually picking, quote unquote, in this direction here. So it's kind of like a 45-degree angle on the string here, like that. My phone is ringing now. I'm just gonna make that stop. Oh, it stopped by itself. So this is the angle of my finger, and that gives it a chance to have an even softer attack. But the way to practice this is to almost not touch it. Right? That's the trick. As soon as you dig in too deep, and that is not very deep, the finger sticks to the string. It becomes actually a little bit harder on the top strings here because they're so thin. So it's easier to get stuck than on the roundest, lower strings here. So a nice exercise is to do Paul Gilbert's old killer alternate picking exercise, which is playing 3 notes. Like say, if we play the 5th fret on the D, the 7th fret on the D, and the 9th fret on the D. So I pick this very lightly, and I hammer on to the 7th, and I hammer on to the 9th. I don't let my fingers stay on the fretboard, I do this. So I lift them up so they get a free movement. The muscles are now available to do the next thing. All right, use my fingertips, and then I go for the 5th fret G string with my middle finger. Instead of doing that upstroke, right? And then on my way back, I pick the note in the 9th fret with a slight downstroke, pull off down to the 7th, and pull off down to the 5th. And then I go, so pick, hammer on, finger upstroke, right? And then right back with a downstroke, slight downstroke in the 9th, pull off down to 7 and 5. And then just sit like this, doing every single movement extremely accurately, having the same volume on each note. Right? And making sure that you really graze the string right here. See, the Paul Gilbert killer exercise is to repeat the hardest part, which is the string shifting. So instead of using alternate picking, I'm just gonna go like that. So I go, that's the first pick stroke with my finger, then back with a downstroke, then up with a pick stroke again, or finger stroke, and then back with a finger pick stroke. So finger, pick, finger. That's kind of confusing. Let's start over. So pick stroke, hammer on, upstroke with your finger, and then a pick stroke, downstroke, then upstroke with your finger, and right back with a pick stroke, and then go right down again. Right? That is so effective. Also, a sequence like, you know the sequence from the pentatonic realm? Another example is this sequence. It sounds like this. It's very often takes a toll on your alternate picking skills because you have to do a double string shift, like down, up, down, very rapidly. But with this technique, it's actually quite manageable. So what I do, I'm just going to do it on the 4 lower strings because I'm tuned in 4ths here. So my shape looks a little bit different on the 2 top strings. So let's start on the G string. I go, so pick the first note either with my finger or the pick in the 7th fret on the G string, pull off down to the 5th, and then hit the 7th fret on the D string with the downstroke. Now I go right back to the G string in the 5th fret with my finger here, back to the 7th fret with a downstroke. Right? So I go and then downstroke, finger, downstroke, pull off, and then I repeat the string shift. So slowly, and then hammer on, down, finger, down, and then hammer on again, down, finger, down. Right. It seems that there's no limit to how fast you can do it. Right? It's no longer this hand that sets the limit. Now it's this hand, right? Because this has no problem doing it. So I hope you're up for it. This can really expand what you can do on this instrument, and it's not as hard as it feels in the beginning as with so many other things. But there are really two categories of stuff you can practice on the guitar. Things that remain hard, right? You practice them forever and they're still hard. This technique is not one of those. You actually get a good relationship between what you put in and what you get out. But you have that initial wall in the beginning that you have to push through, right? Where you have to sit and do this slowly, right? And really focus on that upstroke there to get it into your fingers and into your mind, and for it to become a habit. But then it becomes unconscious and you tend to blend it with your other techniques without thinking too much about it. So it really is such a gift to give yourself. So I warmly recommend beginning to practice this. My name is Claus Levin from GUITARMASTERY.net, and please do hit the subscribe button and go download the free course by clicking the link just below the video. And then I hope to see you in the next video.